The American West. A land of vast prairies, towering mountains, and scorching deserts. It was a place of immense beauty and brutal hardship. For much of the 19th century, it was a land where dreams of gold, land, and a fresh start drew settlers from across the nation and around the world. It was a land of opportunity, but also one of immense conflict. Native Americans, who had called this land home for centuries, saw their way of life threatened by the relentless tide of westward expansion. Outlaws and lawmen clashed in dusty streets. The echoes of gunshots punctuated the silence of the frontier, the Wild West. It was a time of cowboys and Indians, of saloons and six-shooters, of gold rushes and cattle drives. It was a time when the very fabric of American society was being woven anew on the untamed frontier. These were the days of legends, men and women whose names have been etched into the annals of history. Their stories, often brutal and unforgiving, paint a vivid picture of a time when the nation teetered on the precipice of transformation. The Wild West was a crucible, forging a new American identity. It was a time of both great progress and profound tragedy. This era, though relatively short-lived, has left an indelible mark on the American psyche. Its stories continue to captivate, its legends continue to inspire, and its lessons continue to resonate with each passing generation. Jesse James. The name itself conjures up images of daring bank robberies and thrilling train heists. He remains one of the most enduring figures of the Wild West, his life and crimes woven into the fabric of American folklore. But who was Jesse James? Was he a cold-blooded killer or a folk hero, a Robin Hood of the American West? Born in Missouri in 1847, Jesse James came of age during a time of intense turmoil. The Civil War ripped the nation apart, leaving deep scars on the land and its people. Fighting for the Confederacy, James and his brother Frank joined Quantrill's Raiders, a guerrilla unit notorious for its brutality. The war left an indelible mark on Jesse James, hardening him to violence and shaping his destiny. After the war, the James brothers, unable to return to a peaceful life, turned to crime. They formed a gang of outlaws, terrorizing banks and trains across the Midwest. Their daring exploits and their ability to elude capture for years made them both feared and admired. To some, Jesse James was a symbol of resistance against the injustices of the post-Civil War era. He was seen as a modern-day Robin Hood, stealing from the rich and powerful and distributing wealth to the downtrodden. This image, however, is largely a product of myth-making. While James may have shared some of his loot with impoverished farmers, there is little evidence to suggest he was motivated by altruism. Born Henry McCarty, Billy the Kid, also known as William Bonney, lived a short and violent life. He became a legend in his own time, his name synonymous with gunfights, cattle rustling, and the untamed spirit of the Wild West. His story, however, is as much a product of myth and speculation as it is of historical fact. Born in New York City in 1859, Billy the Kid drifted west with his family as a young boy. He grew up on the fringes of society, his life taking a dark turn after the death of his mother. He fell in with a rough crowd, engaging in petty theft and eventually graduating to more serious crimes. The kid's life was marked by violence. He participated in numerous gunfights, killing several men before his 21st birthday. He became embroiled in the Lincoln County War, a bloody conflict between rival factions vying for control of the cattle trade in New Mexico. Despite his reputation as a cold-blooded killer, Billy the Kid was also known for his charisma and charm. He was said to be a skilled gambler, a smooth talker, and a ladies' man. His legend grew with each daring escape from the law, further blurring the lines between fact and fiction. Section 4. The Gunfight at the OK Corral, a blaze of gunfire and birth of a legend, Tombstone, Arizona, October 26, 1881. The date etched in the annals of Wild West history. On that fateful day, a dusty lot behind the OK Corral became the stage for a 30-second gunfight that would resonate through history. It was a clash between lawmen and outlaws, a brief but bloody encounter that would cement its place in American folklore. On one side stood the Earp brothers, Wyatt, Virgil, and Morgan, along with their friend, Doc Holliday. Wyatt Earp, a former lawman with a reputation for toughness and a penchant for self-promotion, became the central figure in the legend of the gunfight. On the other side were the Clantons and the McClorys, a group of cowboys who had run afoul of the law. The tensions that had been simmering for months finally boiled over. Insults were exchanged, threats were made, and hands hovered over pistols. What sparked the gunfight remains a subject of debate, but in a flash, the air filled with the deafening roar of gunfire. When the smoke cleared, 3 men lay dead: Billy Clanton, Frank McLaury, and Tom McLaury. Virgil and Morgan Earp were wounded, as was Doc Holliday. The gunfight at the OK Corral, though not the deadliest shootout in Wild West history, became an instant legend. Section 5: Gold Fever, the California Gold Rush and the Reshaping of a Nation. The year was 1848, news spread like wildfire across the nation and beyond. Gold! It had been discovered in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains in California. Thus began one of the most significant events in American history, the California Gold Rush. Almost overnight, the sleepy outpost of San Francisco transformed into a bustling boomtown. Hordes of fortune seekers, fueled by gold fever, descended upon California. They came from all walks of life and from every corner of the globe. Farmers left their fields, shopkeepers abandoned their stores, and sailors jumped ship, all lured by the promise of striking it rich. The journey to the goldfields was arduous and fraught with danger. Many perished on the perilous sea voyage around Cape Horn, or on the grueling overland trek across the continent. Those who survived faced a harsh new reality in the mining camps. Life in the goldfields was a chaotic mix of back-breaking labor, exorbitant prices, and rampant lawlessness. Mining was difficult and dangerous work, and most men found only disappointment. But the allure of striking it rich was a powerful motivator, driving men to endure unimaginable hardships.